All right, welcome to another episode of KAFM.
Just going in raw?
Raw dog in this one.
All right, what's going on, people?
I'm John,
I'm Duncan.
and this week was this a double feature?
Yeah.
And I thought a double feature of American Beauty and American Psycho, and I thought the connection was they both have the word American in them. It turns out no, and you told me it's because the Fall Out Boy made a song.
Fall Out Boy made a whole album called American Beauty, American Psycho. And ironically, the song from the album called that is the worst song on the album.
Is that ironic?
I think it's really funny because, like, if you're going to name a track, or if you're going to name an album after a track on it, you want it to maybe be, like, the one that's going to play best on the radio, or maybe it's the one you're most proud of. It's derivative and repetitive, and in all honesty, that album is a solid 5 out of 10 on a good day.
I know Uma Thurman.
That was on that album.
Oh, so I finally figured it out because.
Did you ever see Big Hero 6 from Disney and Marvel?
Believe it or not, I did. I saw it in theaters.
There's a Fall Out Boy song that plays in the credits there, and that song is also on that album.
Isn't Shaggy from Scooby-Doo in Big Hero 6?
No.
I swear to God. I saw Big Hero 6 in theaters. I don't remember why. And in my head, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo is there.
It's got TJ Miller, if we're talking about Sex Pests.
We weren't. Shaggy, don't you besmirch Shaggy's name.
No, Matthew Lillard is a true national treasure for me. The nation of fucking, I'm a fucking nerd.
Is he a nerd? I love Scream.
He's a huge fucking nerd. He keeps a bunch of his, like, memorabilia. There's a picture of him in the Springtrap costume from Five Nights at Freddy's, the, like, yellow bunny.
Oh yeah, he's in that too.
Yeah, there's a picture of him in the yellow bunny suit with the, like, on-set model of Scooby from the Scooby-Doo movies, and he's just, like, sitting there, like, holding up peace sign. He's got, like, Scooby and shit. But no, he's huge into, like, Dungeons and Dragons, and
we lost another one.
He started an entire, like, streaming network just for shows based around D&D. Like, there was a cooking show where they cook out of the D&D cookbook. There was Faster Purple Worm Kill. There was
what?
The idea was that it's like, hey, we're gonna throw something big and scary at a bunch of level 1 people, and the point of every episode is y'all are gonna die, but make it interesting. Make every episode a last stand, like Halo Reach.
I like Halo Reach.
Yeah, you know the last mission of Halo Reach?
Yeah.
Imagine every episode of a show is that.
Is it like that, or is it every episode is people pretending it's like that around a table?
Yeah, that one. And there's even a live studio audience.
Wow.
Yeah. People, look.
This is selling to somebody, not me.
It's selling to me. It's, okay, so.
It's sold to you. Bought a hook, line, and sinker.
There's a whole thing. I actually watched these shows because it was impossible to find them in most places. I watched them and I did fucking, like, YouTube reviews for these fucking shows. Because
what do you mean you did YouTube reviews?
I watched them and I was basically, for my solo YouTube channel, I was like, hey, these shows are really good, but here's some links to actually watch them, because the links that people put up there, like, oh, you can watch our new shows here, don't fucking work. You go to the website and it's like, here's all the shows we got, and there's no link to actually watch them. It's just a page of here's the shows we made.
So you did marketing for them for free?
I did free marketing for them because I genuinely enjoyed them. I was like, hey, like, this is the best show that they have. This one's okay. This is a D&D actual play if you like Critical Role or Dimension 20 or something. You can watch them here. Like, I want this show to get a second season. Please, like, actually.
So how many episodes did Kevin Spacey appear on?
3.
3? There's no way. You're lying.
I am lying.
Okay. I woke up this morning.
To Kevin Spacey.
Sort of. And I was scrolling through Twitter.
I don't like that.
Because that's how I open my day. If I can't see, like, CCTV footage of just a dude in a gun battle with the cops to start my morning, I can't really.
What the fuck is your algorithm?
Good as hell, dude. I saw this one guy. He's like at a Motel 6, and he's large. All right, he's tall, but he's also heavy.
So he's got like a big hitbox. How can the police miss?
They don't. But he gets ready and he's ready to go. And so he's just dual wielding like 9mm and he just starts unloading on them and it cuts to footage from like a car cam and he's just backing up, shooting it, and he's taking rounds and he's not stopping. And he backs up around a corner. He's out. His clips are empty. He drops the gun and then he just slowly falls face first to the ground and he lived. And that man, Kevin Spacey. No, I open Twitter, I see that video, and then I see Liam Neeson in an interview saying we need to give Kevin Spacey a second chance. He's one of our finest actors. We need to bring him back.
Look, speaking of getting shot at, Liam was grazed by cancel culture. Kevin Spacey tried to make himself a martyr for it. He just set himself on fire. Yes, I am a gay man. Why would you hate me for this? And then left. Look,
that's not why Kevin Spacey. The way you phrased that made it sound like Kevin Spacey was canceled for outing himself.
No. But I'm saying that was his deflection.
Yeah.
That was his deflection. He tried to. That's what I'm saying. He tried to make himself a martyr by changing the narrative. When it was a very public, like, Liam Neeson's right. He is a great actor. Asterisk. He's also a fucking pedophile.
Allegedly.
I'm willing
several people.
I'm willing
consistently over 10 to 15 years.
I'm willing to take the stand. I'm willing to stand up for what I believe in, and I believe that Kevin Spacey should not be allowed in your schools or parks.
Okay. You're willing to take the stand? You'll say that in court?
Hand on whatever my version of a Bible would be.
The D&D cookbook?
No, probably like one of the like 5e supplement materials over there. My hand on Curse of Straw. 5th edition.
Oh. I heard 5e supplement and
5e space supplement. So they released 5th edition and then they're...
I'm following now.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey needs to come back, according to Liam Neeson, because he's a great actor. And just on those grounds, watching American Beauty, Liam Neeson's making a great point.
I was about to ask, why are we bringing him up? Why is this? Yes, it's for American Beauty. It was Whiplash. No,
it was not. It was American Beauty. Whiplash is a movie about Miles Teller.
That's a different bald guy.
He has yet to be... J.K. Simmons rules. Miles Teller is definitely going to be outed as some sort of sex pest later in life.
He's just got that face.
Yeah, of a dangerous man.
Of a guilty man. Man. Miles Teller was in Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Okay. He probably... No, so you know what? He dodged allegations. He did something, but they were more concerned about Josh Trank. Drunk and high on set.
Jesus. All right. American Beauty. I'm processing. It's difficult to talk about this movie because of the touchy elephant in the room. And by touchy, I mean very hands-on. I'm talking about Kevin Spacey. I find it difficult to talk about this movie because of everything that happened afterwards. This movie's from 99.
Mm-hmm.
And back then it was like, oh yeah, no, he's a great actor playing a very complex character. You know, the crux of the movie is that this middle-aged guy goes through a midlife crisis and starts fantasizing about his daughter's best friend, who is in high school, mind you.
And that's where the movie... You think, or I thought, because I'd never seen it, I was like, this is going to age poorly.
Yeah.
But instead, it's actually very aware of that age discrepancy, and the whole point is his attraction is immature and that of a maladjusted or stunted growth. And so the whole point of the movie is he needs to get over this freaky obsession, and it handles it with... like, about as delicate as you can. And it's not like movies should avoid uncomfortable topics. And so creating this character and the way it portrays him, I was like, wow. Like, this is actually it's incredible that they've made him both sympathetic and dislikable.
This movie like walks that line very well. There's tons of characters that do just horrible things to and with the people around them. And it's true.
I do horrible things to and with the people around me.
Yeah.
I'd wear that on a t-shirt.
Let's get marketing on it. The KAFM marketing department.
Uh-huh.
And by that, I mean my friend that works at a t-shirt printing shop.
Sure.
Are
they willing to print that and then just Kevin Spacey winking?
Kevin Spacey's mugshot.
Is there a mugshot? He was never arrested.
He was never arrested?
You got to do a crime to get arrested.
You got me there. Guess Kevin Spacey walks free another day.
He does.
He will have his time.
Will he?
In hell.
Mm.
Which is real according to some movies.
Not American Beauty.
Not American Beauty.
In American Beauty, hell is suburbia.
Hell is suburbia. And no, this feels like one of those hell is other people movies.
I mean, it's both, but like they showcase everything taking place in that suburban environment is either people lying to present themselves as normal or just people looking around at their life and realizing it was all worthless.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Kevin Spacey flashes back and he talks about himself in high school, he says, like, I worked a minimum wage dog shit job.
That must have been awful.
And he goes, no, it was awesome. I partied every night and got got laid all the time. And it's like the degenerate lifestyle is what he's looking for. Degenerate by suburban standards.
Right.
But like, he works at an ad agency. He's got a dead marriage with his wife. His teenage daughter hates him. And he doesn't really know where it started. He just knows that his life is effectively over. It's emotionally over, and he's just going through the motions. And then they're like, we're going to make cuts at your job. And he knows that's bullshit, in the sense that they have the money, but they're paying, their friends and their higher ups.
Yeah, there's a whole thing where he's like, it's interesting they have to cut my job when the executive Mike or whatever his name was is paying to have sex with women that aren't his wife.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ad agency, like, it's very transparent around here. Everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah. But that guy who's unnamed or unseen, but is like top guy is just railing his wife, is interestingly enough, everyone else in this movie, both him and his wife, also become unfaithful. And it's treated as freeing in a way, but at the same time completely destructive.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's unfaithful sort of in his mind. He's not physically banging prostitutes, but he wants to. She starts sleeping with her, like, real estate competitor.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's interesting. It's treated as, you ever heard the idea that, like, like, nothing ever really happens? Like, kind of just do whatever you want.
Kinda.
This movie plays on that concept where it's like, true, there will be no consequences physically, right? Sleep with whoever you want, do whatever you want, and then watch as every relationship in your life falls apart or becomes meaningless. So like nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
But like, how much do you weigh the conscience?
It read to me more about lack of empathy and understanding because of perspective. He's ragging on this guy. He's losing his job because this other guy is spending corporate money elsewhere. But he's making it a point of, their marriage is unfaithful and disgusting. This is a farce. They should be ashamed of themselves. As the same thing is happening to their family, we as the audience are almost empathetic because we see the derailment. We see the series of events of Kevin Spacey did something wrong. There was the scene where he's like masturbating in bed and that whole fight with his wife. Like you start seeing, it's like, oh no, like he's the one pushing it, but she's the one that took that unfaithful step. So it's,
yeah, because it's hard to go beat by beat on a plot like this that is really just a series of
There's about 6 or 7 characters whose choices matter in the movie. And it's really hard to go beat by beat when you're trying to juggle 6 to 7 characters, because you get to a point where it's like, oh, we forgot to mention this character who's kind of been a C plot character through the whole thing makes one big decision that fucks everything up.
Yeah, because it's about him and his wife and his daughter as a family unit disintegrating. But the neighbors are, well, they've got two. They've got a gay couple next door who are just kind of a passive couple.
Scott Bakula and Scott Bakula's husband. I don't remember the other actor.
I don't know. Again, it's just Quantum Leap.
Yeah, it was really jarring. It was like,
He woke up as a gay man.
Star Trek?
Is he in Star Trek?
He was, I can't remember, I think it was Enterprise. Basically, because of how bad his Star Trek show was, they didn't do a Star Trek show for a solid like 10 years, and people blamed him specifically because he was like the lead actor of the show.
Yeah, that doesn't seem fair.
No.
Justice for Bakula. Bring Bracula Bakula.
Well, he was also the lead in an NCIS spinoff that got canceled because he was doing a really bad Narlands accent.
Bring Bakula back.
Yalla.
I don't give a shit.
Bakula's Bakula.
I only care about Scott Bakula in that one Always Sunny episode.
I don't know the one.
Oh, the gang wakes up as black. And their assumption is they've been quantum leaped. And then they meet Scott Bakula at one point working his day job as a janitor at an old folks home.
Yeah, that's about where I think he would end up.
Yeah. So in this one, though, he's yet to become a janitor. Instead has become gay. And that doesn't really play into the movie, except for the neighbor, the other neighbor, who's like a old military, like a Marine or something, and he hates gay people. And
he makes his son call him sir and shit like that.
Yeah, and he like beats his son, and he beats his wife. And it's not shown that he beats his wife, but it's so clear, like just from the framing. Because the director, who did this? Sam Mendes?
Yeah.
He's awesome. He did other movies that I haven't seen really.
Skyfall.
I saw that. That was good. But
No, wait. Jarhead was Sam Mendes.
He did that too?
Yeah, wait, did he also do American Beauty? Are we just on a Mendes roll?
Maybe. Sam Mendes did American Beauty.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. As you pull out that cellular phone, who are you calling?
Help.
I can see the reflection in your glasses. He's Googling it.
No.
All right, pull up American Beauty, directed by Sam Mendes. If it's not, live on air, I'll kill myself right now in shame.
You live another day.
I told you, Sam Mendes. Did he also do Jarhead?
I think so.
Computer, pull up Jarhead.
Pull up Jed.
Is that a copy of Glass by M. Night Shyamalan?
No, that's a protective cover made of glass for my Nintendo Switch.
Just said Glass. I was like, did they do some sort of fucking special Blu-ray release? No, it's more of this nerd shit.
He did do Jarhead.
Okay, so this is 2 Mendez's in, and he's created perfect movies that everyone loves. I give 6 out of 10, and then I kind of fall asleep during.
Yeah, oh my god. He did American Beauty, Road to Perdition, and then Jarhead.
What's Road to Perdition?
It's a Tom Hanks movie where he plays like a 1920s mobster.
You like Hanks?
I love Road to Perdition.
I haven't seen. I'm trying to think of Tom Hanks movies I've seen.
Castaway,
No.
Terminal, Captain Phillips,
No.
A Man Called Otto, Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2,
I saw one of the Toy Stories in a dentist's office. I don't know which one.
Green Mile.
No.
We'll find one.
Sully?
Sully.
Haven't seen it.
You just could name one.
He's in it though, right?
Yeah. There's famously like a list of people who have been typecast that didn't realize they could be that they have been typecast, and Tom Hanks has been typecast as just do not travel with.
Oh yeah.
Because Sully, the plane crashes. Captain Phillips, he loses control of the boat to the Somali pirates. Castaway, very famously, he is a castaway. The Terminal, he plays a guy from an Eastern European country, just in a layover flight in the States, and then his country goes to war and dissolves, and so they're like, we can't let you onto American soil, but we also can't let you go home because your country of origin doesn't exist anymore.
Pedantic. That guy was real, right?
Yeah.
That's pedantic bullshit.
That's
bureaucrats who are just like, oh, the letter of the law. Either send him back to where he used to live, or just
send him back to the bombs.
He's like, wait, you get a choice. Look at you. You've got a situation that's never happened before. You know what? Do you want to go home to Bombville, or do you want to be American? You can take this Yankees cap or this rifle, whichever you want, and we'll just ship you where you want to go.
Now You See Me, or Catch Me If You Can, with Leo DiCaprio.
Haven't seen it.
Philadelphia with Denzel.
Haven't seen it.
I think you'd like that one a lot.
Is that one about AIDS?
Yeah.
Why do you think I'd like that?
Not because of the AIDS, because you like Denzel.
I like him enough, but the only movie I've seen with Denzel Washington is Man on Fire.
That was your first Denzel movie?
I know of him, and I've seen clips of Equalizer. Oh, no, I've seen Glory.
All right. Have you seen Training Day?
No. I went through that whole episode, and every time you brought it up, I just nodded and went quiet so I could pretend I knew what was going on. Because you were like, at one point you even asked me, you're like, is Training Day based on a true story? And I went, I don't think so.
All right, well...
I don't even know what Training Day is. Is it an army movie?
No.
Oh. I assumed it was him at boot camp.
No, we'll watch it. We'll watch. We're trying to cook on a Tom v. Tom...
Tom Cruise movies I've seen.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to cook on an episode format where it's I make John watch a Tom Hanks movie and he makes me watch a Tom Cruise movie.
I've seen Asteroid City. Tom Hanks is in that.
Have you seen Jupiter Ascending?
I've seen part of it.
I think he's in chunks of that.
There's no way Tom Hanks is in that.
Tom Hanks is in Jupiter Ascending.
Don't look it up.
Okay.
Let's just pretend.
Let's pretend he is.
Okay. Is he in the bee scene? I've seen the bee scene.
I've never seen Jupiter Ascending. I only watch good movies.
Tom Hanks stars as a bee in Jupiter Ascending. And that's what American Beauty's about.
No, so... Fuck. We started talking about Tom Hanks movies, and I got real excited to not talk about American Beauty, which...
You like.
I love this movie. Like genuinely, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I would watch this again, just like on my own if I was hanging out, not doing anything. It was like, this is a good character study. Some other character connections that play into each other's arcs. I mentioned that Tom Hanks falls in love or is infatuated with his daughter's best friend. What?
You just said Tom Hanks falls in love with him, and I thought you were about to talk about that. You've just been replaced. You're just putting Tom Hanks Was he in any of those movies you named?
Yes.
Are you sure? You're going to go back? It's been Kevin Spacey the entire time.
I've just been so Hanks-pilled.
I love The Usual Suspects of Tom Hanks.
Oh. Kevin Spacey wants to bang a teenager.
What about in the movie?
In the movie, he dreams about it.
In real life, he acts on it.
He tried.
He may have succeeded. We'll never know because of those bodies in the river.
You've mentioned this before. Were there actually people that died connected to his bullshit?
Again, I didn't bother to fact check it. I don't know. I heard it once.
And I present it confidently as fact.
I heard it on Twitter probably. Well, I was watching videos of people getting shot by the cops.
Live leak while you're taking that live leak first thing in the morning.
Absolutely. That's what I like to do in the morning. I just take a big stretch, piss my bed, and watch a man die on camera.
So that's what the ventilator in your room was for, not for spray painting little fucking dudes. So Kevin Spacey's infatuated with his daughter's best friend. And their arc together, the daughter and the best friend, plays very much like a vapid, like, plastic doll, every girl, you know, the one who's like, oh, I'm so special and so better than everyone else when she is playing into the Mean Girls kind of stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
She slowly realizes that not everyone around her is infatuated with her, which...
Sorry, that one come. I didn't think that one was coming. Tried to breathe through it. It just popped right out.
But she realizes that not everyone is infatuated with her when the daughter... I can't remember anybody's name in this fucking movie.
Don't look at me. I called him Kevin Spacey and then just woman.
You're worse with it than I am. So
I'm so lucky when a main character's name is the movie. When Bear turned out in The Bear on Hulu to be like everyone called him Bear, I was like, thank God. There's Cousin Bear, and then just like the other ones.
God, my fucking train of thought. The daughter starts a friendship into a relationship with the son neighbor who is beaten by his father, and the son is a little fucking weirdo. He's really into filming stuff. He's got like he reads like an arts major, like a film major that is no, like
we're film majors.
We were.
What are we now?
Graduates.
Oh, okay.
We're film graduates. No, but
he does. He reads like a film major who films minors, and Kevin Spacey's all about that life.
That's why they became really good friends with weed involved.
That's actually why. It has nothing to do with the cameras. He just likes that good hashish.
Smoking.
I'm fucking ripped off that Kevin Spacey cart. I hit this shit and I just see Baby Driver. Let's go, baby. I'm gonna bang a high schooler.
I just started imagining fucking Dracula flow, but it's Kevin Spacey.
See, this is the problem. I can't really remember this movie. I thought I liked it a bunch when I saw it, and then I can't remember it at all. So I guess I liked it only okay.
So to finish my thought about the character arc of the teenagers, weird boy next door starts dating the weird girl next door, Kevin Spacey. It's one of those like, oh, I see where this works. They do genuinely connect on an emotional level and not just like a surface level kind of high school thing. So that's really nice. And when the best friend realizes, oh, not every guy is into me, like the one dude that isn't into her completely shatters her confidence, completely breaks the illusion. And she notices that her friend's dad, Kevin Spacey's been, staring uncomfortably.
Jarking his shit even.
And that's where her arc kind of wraps up, is wrapping up with Kevin Spacey's arc, where you talked about the film handles it really well, where the whole time this girl has been talking about like, oh yeah, I sleep around, dudes love me. That's how she presents herself. That's the veneer. And so when they're half-dressed, about to copulate, they don't what were those eyebrows?
You said copulate. I don't know what that means.
Have sex.
Is that what that means?
I'm trying to, just because it's like an uncomfortable subject matter, I'm trying to use as like clinical language as possible.
I've never, when you heard copulate, I immediately just imagined spores, like from a plant.
Yes, the pistil and stamen are about to fucking get all nasty with it.
I'm not even thinking that literally. I just imagine like the ferns are copulating, and then like glow bugs. What are those called? Fireflies.
Yeah.
Glow bugs.
So when they're as they're about to have sex, she looks at him like big, like doe eyes, big innocent eyes. She says, "Be gentle. This is my first time," and that shatters Kevin Spacey's illusion. This whole movie is just a domino effect of shattering illusions. Everybody builds up a world in their head, and as these worlds are shattered, there are very like real consequences for these. Kevin Spacey, realizes, I'm gonna ruin this girl's fucking life if I some gross 40-something-year-old guy take her virginity. I guess we maybe should have put a content warning just at the beginning that like this shit is gross. There are people who have issues.
I'm not doubting there's people who have issues. I'm saying it says American Beauty on the title.
People might not know what that is.
All right. Well,
we didn't know what it was till we watched it.
I knew what happened, though. I knew it was famous for this.
I knew it was famous. I had no idea what it was.
Really?
Yeah, had no idea what it was. I watched this. I think I mentioned it before. Like, I was on the treadmill, just watching it, doing my little daily jogs, and then Kevin Spacey has this, and this is probably visually the most stark and well filmed moment of the movie when Kevin Spacey first sees the daughter's best friend.
And becomes infatuated. The editing is sick.
Yeah, they are at a like high school basketball game. They're there to support their daughter, who they're not cheerleaders, but they are like a dance team.
They're like the flag team or whatever.
Yeah, but it's not. They don't have the flag, so I can't say it's like color guard.
They could just be cheerleaders.
Maybe, but
with a dance routine.
yeah, but they've got like the little. It's very like cabaret, like bowler hats, and they're wearing like vests and shit. And they're doing like their little dance, and Kevin Spacey sees the best friend, and it cuts to her, and she's now alone doing the dance. Like the stadium is empty, or the gym is empty, and there's a spotlight on her. The lighting is completely new. Cuts back to Kevin Spacey, cuts back to the whole bleacher section, and Kevin Spacey is alone, like third to back, offset up on the side. But it does such a very good job of showing like the whole world is melting away. Like that genuine sense of it. You could label it as love at first sight, but then the movie starts peeling away these layers to show it's just a midlife crisis, it's infatuation. None of this is real, shattering those illusions.
Yeah, I don't even think it's love at first sight. I think it's 100% just him flashing back to his high school years.
Yeah.
It is the midlife crisis. I don't have a ton to say about this movie. It's good, but I don't know that I'd ever watch it again. I was like, oh, this is a decent character study. Watching it on a treadmill is funny because now I'm just imagining watching it like in the gym.
No, oh yeah. So seeing the Kevin Spacey where he's like starts looking at this high school girl, I almost fell off the treadmill.
Oh yeah.
It was like, oh, because I was like, oh, Kevin Spacey's in this. That's unfortunate. You know, we'll see where this goes. Not knowing what the movie was about. And
our art mirrors life, I guess.
Art.
It would be great though. Like imagine you're at a treadmill and I just get on. I just turn this on. This is being beaten by his Nazi father. It's not looking good for the neighbor boy.
Oh my god, yeah. So that's like weirdly, in my opinion, the most complex character because it feels like they just kind of threw everything at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So the neighbor boy, his dad we mentioned was like ex-military. You know, beats his kid, wants him to call him sir and stuff. It turns out, and I did a little bit of reading. Alan Ball, I think it's Alan Ball, the guy who wrote this movie.
Oh.
Originally wrote it as a screenplay for stage, a stage play, and it was supposed to be very simple, only a couple setups, a couple different sets, and there was a whole subplot of this ex-military guy. Like the whole reason he's homophobic is because he himself is deeply closeted, and he had a gay lover back in Nam that died there, and so he's resentful because gay men have what he could never. He's got to present the don't ask, don't tell.
I'm actually glad that didn't make it in because I think that makes the character way less interesting.
It would have bloated the script for sure.
But also just like that's so like yeah, I got it. He hates gay people because he's secretly gay. It's like first of all, there's plenty of people that just hate gay people. They just got hatred in their heart. It doesn't all come from a closeted thing. But also, labeling him gay makes him less interesting because he's this ex-military. He hates gay people. He's incredibly abusive to his family. And then when he thinks through a series of foibles that his son is gay, and his son is gay with Kevin Spacey, instead of attacking Kevin Spacey, he attacks his son, and then he goes to Kevin Spacey and through, again, a series of misunderstandings, thinks Kevin Spacey is basically just down to fuck and tries to kiss him. And it doesn't read to me as a closeted gay man. It reads to me as a man who's lost literally everything and doesn't know who he is emotionally, and in a bizarre moment of fluid sexuality tries to relate to the world the way his son did in his mind, because he thinks his son's sleeping with this man, so he tries to sleep with that man.
That is infinitely more interesting
than just a gay guy who's secretly or a guy like a secret gay guy who hates gay people.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, that's a really complex. And then when Kevin Spacey turns him down and he realizes he was wrong about everything, he's the one that kills Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, this movie opens with a narrate. That was some of the best whiplash, is knowing this was a DreamWorks movie. The people who did like Shrek and How to Train Your Dragon, like all these fun kid movies. I mean, they've done live action before, but getting the DreamWorks logo with the little kid on the moon, and then hearing
Kevin Spacey's like, I gotta get a way to get to the moon.
Opening with a narration by Kevin Spacey, who he can do voices, but when he's doing monotone, he has a very distinct, recognizable monotone voice. Like if you've seen Seven, you recognize that voice. And
I haven't.
That's another one on the list. Put that under numbers.
It is.
Yeah, so seeing DreamWorks opening with Kevin Spacey being like, I'm going to die. what was it like?
My name is so-and-so. In a year, I'll be dead.
Yeah, in a year, I'll be dead. And it's like, knowing that that's where all this is leading to, even like the twist at the end that it was the neighbor guy. Oh, fuck! I love him. Who played the neighbor?
I don't know.
You're absolutely no fucking help.
I don't. Like I said, I knew the director was Sam Mendes. I knew Kevin Spacey was in it and was horny for a child, and then I knew nothing else about the movie. And then I've since forgotten most of it, and so I'm holding on to what I remember, which was my interpretation of the gay man. Kevin Spacey is a rapist in real life. And I'm more than ready to talk about American Psycho.
So let's
unless you have closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts on American Beauty. Watch it. Even if you've never seen it, even if hearing us talk about it tells you everything that happens or something, it is fascinating to watch characters fall apart.
Yeah, and the reason we're not really talking about a plot is because there isn't a huge one. It's mostly in the nuance. It's a story of misunderstandings and characters with shattered lives.
Both of these movies are actually really good character studies, in my opinion.
The second one being American Psycho.
American Psycho is a very fascinating character study in that sociopathic chameleon, what can I do to blend in society so successfully? And even when it all falls apart, if you've done it well enough, it doesn't matter.
Is it about that? That's the thing that I've seen this movie before. Once when I was like 10 or 12. And like I said, I totally didn't understand it. So much, like I said, I didn't realize that he might not be
Patrick
Bateman. They kept calling him Paul something, right? In the movie,
Paul Allen was Jared Leto's character.
Oh, who do they keep? I'm thinking the only names that are popping in my head is like Paul Walker.
He was in Fast and Furious, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Isn't he dead?
He went too fast and.
No, come on, dude.
What?
Did he actually die in a car accident?
Yes, he did 90 down a turnpike and ran into a fucking tree. He died as he lived.
Fast and probably.
I think he was interested in underage people too.
Oh, okay.
But let's not besmirch the name of Paul Walker until I Google that.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna Google that.
If they're dead, we gotta Google it first.
If Paul Walker was interested in children, he's a son of a bitch burning in hell. And if he wasn't, he's probably speed racer in heaven.
He's got I was imagining just like those little like racetracks you can put together. You just hold down a button and the car like I'm imagining him and Jesus with like those and just like whizzing around the track.
They have a place like that in our mall now.
Yeah,
they just sell like Hot Wheels and they race little cars, and it's always, believe it or not, 0 women in the building.
I mean, I've played Yakuza. I know about Tiny Circuit or whatever it's called.
I haven't played Yakuza, and I don't know about Tiny Circuit.
I don't know. It's not called Tiny Circuit, but there's like a whole subculture of like racing fans in heavy quotations that just race like tiny cars. Like it's a huge subculture. And look, people love all kinds of things. When COVID got bad, people watched marble racing on YouTube. So
Did they?
yeah.
I just opened my window when those fires were happening and hoped the smoke took me. The sky was orange, and I was like, nope, no, the room's too hot.
Let in hell.
I've had no breathing problems since then.
The smoke fixed you?
Well, I didn't have them before then either.
Oh.
I just saying, like, they all said the smoke was going to hurt us. What were they keeping from us? What were they doing in that red sky? I think that's when they cloned him.
Cloned who?
Anyway.
All right.
Yeah, so I watched it once before, and I didn't remember it, and I just thought it was like a killer movie, like a serial killer movie. I took it totally at face value. I was just like, this is a movie about a guy killed people. Anyway.
American Psycho at face value is exactly the problem audience.
But then I watched it again now for this, and I don't even know if is it about a sociopathic chameleon, or does it just have one in the lead role, and it's actually about how, like, all of these like finance bros in the 80s have worthless empty lives, very similar to American Beauty. Like American Beauty, it's suburbia is just lies and shattered dreams. This is about just people who have decided profit and like physical acquisition is the most important thing. Car you drive, clothes you have, apartment, all that stuff, and how they're all just empty-headed idiots and destroying the world. And
is this episode just like the American pipe dream all the way down? No matter what level of income you're at, nothing matters?
I think it's more just about people focusing, like the level of income. American Beauty, he's like, let me get the good job. Let me get the house, wife, kid. That's the American dream, the classic one, the 1950s nuclear family. And it means nothing to him, and he just wants his teenage youth back.
Mm-hmm.
American Psycho is like, acquisition of wealth, climb higher and higher on the financial ladder, and the only time I feel things is when I brutalize women. Like, there's the only time I'm feeling something is when I'm connecting to humanity in the most visceral way. And so he gives speeches early on, like little social justice speeches about how we need to really care for the standard of living, humanity, blah blah blah.
All rehearsed. It's
So clearly bullshit, but it is true in the sense that the only time he really feels alive is when he interfaces with people in front of him. And interfacing could be a soup kitchen line, but instead, because he's so disconnected, interfacing is a fucking chainsaw. I don't actually think it's about sociopaths. I think you could adjust this and it's just about tech bros. It's just fucking people in the AI circuits, talking about how they, like, have you seen the interviews with people about how AI is going to change dating?
No.
The woman who owns Bumble did an interview recently at a tech conference. I think it was Bumble. And she said, or it might have been Hinge. Some fucking dating app.
I've never used any of them. They're all the same to me.
Yeah. And she says, in the future, coming soon, you won't even have to talk to people. You'll set up an AI with your likes and interests, an AI chatbot that is you. That chatbot will date other chatbots, and then once you two have connections, then you actually start talking to the people, and you just like look through the logs of the chatbot to like learn about each other to start, which is just dystopian nonsense that won't actually happen. But it's also just like, these are garbage people who have no, like, it's an algorithm to them in real life too. Like, I get dating apps are an algorithm.
Yeah.
Any app is. But like, that's relationships to them too. Like, they have no connection to humanity. That's what so this movie's set in the 80s, made 2000, but even 24 years later, it's just those people. It's just, I when I watched it and he starts talking about his scrubs and his lotions and stuff, that's just these fucking beauty reviewers. And sure, they review products and people use them, and obviously you're not evil for using beauty products. I'm moisturized and shit.
Yeah.
But when it's just like about that, it's all your life is just some fancy beauty care product. How many different ways can I show off to the world as I like, again, if you ever see the fucking Instagrams or TikTok reels or whatever of people who are like avoiding sun to avoid aging, so they
Oh
drive
my
around with like
God.
arm length gloves and face masks and stuff. Like, you're not even a person anymore.
No.
You're just a product so you can put out a picture on Instagram. That's what this movie's about to me. Not about sociopaths, about people who don't understand that you're alive once and you should live.
That's a very solid argument. I do agree with that analysis, but I think that is a like subtext over context.
Mm.
You know, like the subtext, absolutely 100%. That is what that movie is about. I guess I'm more so speaking to the like literal context of that subtext is presented through the lens of somebody who exists outside of that. Because the chameleon trying to blend in, I think that is sort of the arc, because the movie presents itself as a flat arc character. He gets away with all of it.
Yeah.
He has a breakdown at the end of the movie and is just like, I get off on killing women. You know,
My confession has meant nothing, I think is his final line.
Final line of the movie. It like people like do the fake laugh at him like, oh, you're so funny, and go back to having brunch or whatever. He looks at the camera, just fucking four-eyed stare at the camera and it slowly zooms in, and that's his arc coming to an end, is the realization that these people are almost worse off than I am, because I actually care about fitting in. You know, I'm taking the time to learn these things. These people are just like this. My confession has meant nothing because these people understand nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I interpret it anyway.
Interesting. You know, it could be. Because I don't even see him as one of the outsiders, though. He's just in the system. He does everything they do. I guess he does it to fit in, though. Yeah. Like,
he goes back and forth on like Huey Lewis and the News.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the context is that he plays Huey Lewis in the News when he kills Paul Allen, Jared Leto's
everyone's seen, yeah.
It's like the most famous scene in the movie. Where everything is, you know, all of his furniture is covered in the plastic. There's newspaper on the floor. He goes at him with a hatchet. Very like iconic, like cinematography there. Very iconic imagery. He's playing Huey Lewis in the News there just to drown out the sounds of I'm murdering somebody to his neighbors.
Is that why he plays it?
Yeah. He plays it really loud because there's screaming and hatcheting.
Huh. I never made that connection.
Yes.
Does he say that? Is that implied?
Yes, that's implied. That's why he plays it so fucking loud.
Huh. I thought he played it loud just because he's nuts.
No, he played it loud to cover up the sound of I'm murdering Jared Leto.
I guess so.
Does
he have neighbors?
He lives in an apartment, or I guess it's more of a condo, but
I can't tell where he lives.
It's not a house.
No, it is an apartment, because he says Paul Allen's apartment is nicer than his.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but it's up in his flat. Fucking, he kills Jared Leto with Huey Lewis in the News, and later, a surprise appearance from Willem Dafoe. I keep forgetting Willem Dafoe is in this movie, and then he just fucking knocks it out in his 2 scenes, maybe 3. But in trying to talk to people around the office of, hey, Paul Allen's dead, I'm just doing some investigating, talking to Patrick Bateman, he nonchalantly, he's like, oh yeah, I just bought this. You know, it was the Huey Lewis in the News CD. It was fucking sports or something. He's like, I just bought this, and trying to deflect, just in case there's any kind of anything that could lead back to him. Like if neighbors had heard Huey Lewis in the News, he's like, oh, I don't like Huey. Like he's trying to deflect. You know, he's like, I don't like Huey Lewis in the News. I don't.
Is that why? I don't know why this is weird to me, because it makes sense in a literal movie. You'd play music loud to cover up killing. I don't know. It's so weird to me. Like,
is this movie all subtext to you?
Yeah. I don't take a single scene in this movie literally. Because his drawings at the end are all the kills he did.
Yeah.
So did he actually kill anyone, or was he just fantasizing? Because is he Patrick Bateman, or is he the other guy?
Which I think that speaks to why this movie has been in film discourse for so long. It is. I've talked about it a couple times. There is a short list though. Ladies, if he says this is his favorite movie, run. 100% run. There's liking a movie, and then there's this is my favorite movie. In my opinion, saying this is my favorite movie is a very strong stance to make.
Okay, what's that list? American Psycho, Joker 2019, Taxi Driver. Why do people call it Joker 2019? There's no other Joker.
It's a joke. Like,
oh, is it?
It's part of like the fucking like caught in 4K memes, or there oftentimes people will like make a joke or send a meme, and then it'll be like so and so, like in parentheses, it's like so and so 2024 colorized, like it's a historical photo.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's that same kind of thing where it's additional context. That is the joke is that it's unnecessary context.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry that postmodern humor is getting the better of you.
Getting the better of me.
This Zoomer humor is flying over your head, which is a very hard feat to do. Yeah. Because you got 6 of those.
6 feet? I'm like a weird. I was about to call myself like a spider.
No, I'm saying 6 feet. You got 6 feet tall. 8 if you count those things.
Hell yeah! Oh my god.
Yeah. So I understand why this film is in, film literacy discourse so much, because there's a lot to talk about in the nuance of. And even on like a gendered level of, this movie's, misogynistic and evil, and this movie hates women. This movie was made by women, and I think it genuinely.
Women can hate women.
Well, what I mean by that is the character of Patrick Bateman hates women, and I think it took the lens of female filmmakers to genuinely capture how terrifying a man can be.
Who hates women? Okay, yeah, I agree. No, I agree with that, in the sense that it's always funny to find out that that was a thing. Like, oh, this was directed by a woman. Like,
I don't think the original book was written by a woman. It wasn't. I think the script was adapted by and then directed by 2 different women.
Okay, at the very least, it was directed by a woman. And it's very explicitly about, like, this character. He kills one man early in the movie, a homeless man, who he calls garbage.
Yeah.
But all of his, like, intense victims are women. All the thing he's spending time. And once he's kills a woman, he just kills women.
He treats his kills towards men just like swatting at a bug. Like, he in how he dispatches of human life, like the male kills are very much like, you are a nuisance in my life, you're just an irritant, and the easiest thing to do is just to get rid of an irritant,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah,
the female
he actually kills a ton of men. Never mind. I said he just kills women, but no, he kills Jared Leto, who to me is a woman.
Dallas Buyers Club would have you believe I will never forgive Jared Leto.
Forgive him for what?
Dallas Buyers Club.
Do you not like the movie?
I love the movie. He won an Academy Award for playing a trans woman, and it's just one of those things where, hey, Hollywood, you could have hired a trans woman.
But he's an actor.
I know. It goes back to like it goes back to open casting for certain role, like
right.
In The Simpsons, every black character was played by a white guy for 30 years, and now they're all played by black men.
In that one I get it, right? But like, they just recently cast a blind voice actor to play a blind character. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
It's called representation.
Representation of what? It's a voice actor.
No, I agree that in voice acting there is a different extent to it, but I mean in terms of open casting, like, trans women were not even considered for the role of a trans woman.
Do you know that for a fact?
Yes, this was famously like there was a boycott of the movie.
Gotcha, I didn't know that. Weren't even considered. So who was considered?
Effeminate men. Jared Leto, I guess. Fucking Jared Leto, I
Open
guess.
casting call for effeminate men to play trans women. That's really funny.
Look, legitimately, it was the one movie where I was like, maybe I do like Matthew McConaughey. And then I went on to like Matthew McConaughey and other things.
And yet you hate Interstellar.
Yeah, and Interstellar is what made me hate Matthew McConaughey. So, and then I had to go back to Dallas Buyers Club and I was like, oh no, maybe that movie just sucks ass and swallows. Come for me, fucking Christopher Nolan fans. I beg of you.
I love Interstellar.
I feel like that's because you saw it for the first time last few years, right?
Yeah.
I feel like last time you just said you liked it. I feel like you're stepping your game up just for discourse.
Here's the thing. It's a reverse of what happened with American Beauty, where I watched it, I said that was pretty good, and then I think about it a bunch. Or not a bunch, but I've thought about it since then. So I gotta rewatch it watch it a second time, and then I'll tell you if it's like or love.
We'll find a reason to watch it.
Okay.
We could put it so that Interstellar is actually part of another actors who have been like typecast without realizing they've been typecast. You got to go get Matt Damon.
Okay.
In Interstellar, you got to go get Matt Damon. Saving Private Ryan, which has Tom Hanks, you got to go get Matt Damon.
Okay.
All of the Bourne movies are about other people. It's like we got to go get Matt Damon. He's on the loose. We got to go get Matt Damon. He's the hero of that one, but there's still people chasing him.
So interesting you did Interstellar and Saving Private Ryan, not just like The Martian.
The Martian
is the ultimate
That's
Damon?
the ultimate go get Matt Damon.
Uh-huh.
You got to go get him. He's lost somewhere. Please come to the front of the store. Your son Matt Damon is by the lost and found. Ben Affleck, come get your boyfriend.
Yes. That's what I see. I don't see caught in 4K Joker 2019. I see videos of Ben Affleck slamming car doors on his bitch wife.
Wait, what? It took them so long to finally get married, and there's trouble in paradise?
It was like immediately. There's just a video of him walking with like a fucking cup of coffee, and she's following behind him, and he like opens the car door for her, and she gets in, and he just slams it shut and walks. He's so clearly like, I'm so sick of this.
Jennifer Lopez?
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Okay, is that I can't keep track of that.
That's his like current wife, or like they had a long
whatever the current one is.
Yeah, like a 15-year on again, off again, and then they finally got married. Like I want to say 2019, 2020, like right before or right as COVID hit. Maybe that's what broke it. Maybe that's what broke them.
Being stuck in a house for someone for 4 years is enough to make you hate them. Yeah, or 2 years, however long COVID was. Not long enough. I miss them checks.
I miss the government issued stipends.
If we could go back to
I was a regular GI Joe. GI Schmo.
GI Schmo?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if we could go back to where did it start? The only word that's coming to my mind is Pyongyang, but that is not where COVID started. Where did COVID start?
China is
yeah,
all
but it was a space in China.
You get mad at me every time I go for my phone on this fucking podcast.
Because it's an audio medium, and you Googling is you silent.
Yeah, because I'm listening. I can listen. I can do two things at once.
All evidence points to the contrary. American Psycho is pretty good, but I won't watch it again.
Really? Never again?
Probably not. I don't need. It's whatever. It's just Christian Bale walking around.
I will say, it's one of those movies at this point, watching it, you do like the Leo DiCaprio point at the screen when there's a meme. It's like,
yeah.
I've seen the meme. I've seen this.
Yeah.
You know, from like him walking down the hallway and it's like a different song every time, like playing in his headphones.
I'll say this. I love the fucking shot of him doing the crossword, and then we just do like a real close up, like fisheye lens on him wearing dope sunglasses. I want that on a t-shirt too.
Just that close up?
Yeah. In like a square.
Okay.
And it says in some fancy font that's a little bit faded, American Psycho. And then under it, and then maybe around the square, it's saying meat bone, meat bone, meat bone, or whatever he's writing in that crossword.
Just
New
like
shirt idea, just as meat bone, meat bone.
I was about
meat
to say
bone.
it's just his crossword puzzle, like on
That'd
a shirt.
be cool.
It's like an off-white, like the newspaper print off-white with just the.
Yeah, get on that. Give me some American Psycho merch. It's too cool to sell at Spencer's. Any last thoughts on American Psycho? Cut the feed.